Did you want the biggest rig in town? What we got here is the 2025 GMC Sierra. It's the AT4X 2500 heavy duty. This is your road-ready monster truck because it also has the AEV, the American Expedition Vehicle, upfitted with this one right here. And first things that I know, you got your steel bumpers and your steel tow hooks are integrated right into the bumper, but it is the AT4X. That's gonna give you your top trim level. You get Denali-like luxury in this big beast here. So you still get your park assist that will, give you your sensors. You also have your 360-degree camera. So for those things when people say this is too tall, you have a camera that can kind of view down here at the same time. And look how much ground clearance you're gonna get with this one. There's literally, I don't have a tape measure, but you got this much ground clearance. All this tire is exposed, so if you did want to take this thing off-road, you got all this clearance, they call it approach angle, to kind of get you in and out of trouble. And these tires, it's a Goodyear Wrangler Territory tire on an 18-inch AEV aluminum rim. These ones are 305/70 R18. That's just a gigantic sidewall, lots of squish, lots of grip, good tires for an AEV vehicle. So when we come around to the back end, the first thing you notice is the two-tone effect. You get this matte black decal that goes into the multi-bro tailgate. Obviously, you get your AEV badging, you get your little Bison logo. We've seen that on Chevrolet Silverados with AEV. And again, steel bumpers as well, park assist, we talked about that in the front. But then you can see, again, look at all this ground clearance that you're gonna get in this truck. One is the suspension, but two, your back tire, it actually hangs below the bumper. Again, gives it a little bit more ground clearance. It's pushed a little bit further to the back of the vehicle. If you're coming out of rocks or ditches or something like that, you don't have to worry about the tire getting hooked up on anything also. So the star of the show, you can see the gold nugget back there. It's the Multimatic suspension. We've seen this before on the GMC Sierra, the AT4X, as well as the Silverado ZR2. And the beauty part about that suspension is you get your 3 stages, one being how comfortable this off-road truck is on road, because it's designed to handle the smoothness, but also when you do want to go out and put this truck in its fun environment, that's where the suspension is going to be able to, have a lot of flexibility, absorb a lot of those bumps, and not feel like you're bottoming out, but still have a lot of control at the same time. So underneath is GM's legendary Duramax motor. It's a 6.6 liter V8 pumping out 475 horsepower, but more importantly, 975 pound-feet of torque. That's also paired up with an Allison 10-speed transmission. So this truck, it's meant to do some work. So when we look at our little cheat sheet, this truck here, it has a payload capacity of 2,584 pounds, and conventional tow weight rating is 18,500 pounds on this heavy-duty truck made to go have some fun in the off-road. So I mentioned that the AT4X, it's really Denali-like luxury on the inside, and it gets a completely different appeal from what you're gonna expect on a Denali. One is you get this red cross stitching that comes across here. You get a little bit of a two-tone effect with this black and white piping, and then they have a little bit different of a wood grain. It has more, this particular one, because it's real wood, this one has a little bit of a wavy texture. And then on these seats here, contrast obviously the black, you can notice the white piping, the white contrast stitching as well, plus subtle, you get a little detail with some red stitching. Up here is your AT4X badging, and then your AEV that's embroidered into the headrest. Down over here on these controls, obviously you get your power controls, but the AT4X also gets massaging seats. So with the massaging seats after a long, hard day at the job site, as well as maybe having some fun in the woods, you kind of just use those controls over here, and then you can see lumbar, back bolster, massage, upper, and it gives you these areas where would you like the massage to happen, and it's all visible on the touchscreen, so you can just kind of pick your location. We are familiar with this layout. The horizontal lines of the GMC Sierra isn't new. We've been seeing it for about 3 years now, but it's very accustomed. The AT4 and the Denali have a different layout than a regular Sierra, SLT or an Elevation Edition, where you get this flat dashboard that comes all the way across. They move the ventings up top as opposed to being over here on the sides. And then they just kind of decorate this a little bit more in a two-tone effect where you get a black ice chrome, your finger resting ridge is soft touch materials, plus all your HVAC controls and whatever buttons that you need, your toggle switches for various truck controls. And being a heavy duty truck, you get your auxiliary buttons. They're right here and legible as opposed to fumbling down here below or right beside your left knee. This is a textured material here, so you kind of get this not two-tone, but multi-textured surfaces just to kind of break it up, and everything we're used to. You get your USB ports plus your 120 volt port, your wireless charging in here, all accessible into your center console. Now, some people would say with this big, tall truck that you actually can't see over the hood, but I got a solution for you. So what about now? Can you see me now? What if I was only this tall? You'd still be able to see me with your front camera. So with your 360-degree camera, you get multiple angles. I think it's 8. So you get your front and rear that you can take a peek at. You can also look down on your front. You can also look down at your hatch. You can also check out your wheels as well. So that's looking out for the back wheels. And then you can check out your front. Handy if you're parking, or also if you were in off-road on a tight trail, you want to know where your tires are, so that can come in pretty handy as well. And then you can choose to have your 360 view on or off with just a toggle switch. So again, part of the AT4X, they just kind of dress it up on the inside. It's not just a work truck that can go off-road and have some fun. It's actually meant to cuddle you as well. And one of these little details that I noticed is up here on your A-pillars as well as your headrest. It's kind of a mouse felt, but not quite an Alcantara. It is more a different feel as opposed to your usual textured plastic that's going to surround you all on the top. And to add to the whole experience of driving around an AT4X, you get the BOSE sound system. So let's count all these speakers. Obviously you get 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 BOSE speakers to crank your sound system, but I got one more. In your Multi-Pro tailgate, we got the Kicker sound system, 2 additional speakers, Bluetooth your phone, and you're ready for a tailgate party. So as I said, if you want the biggest, tallest truck on the street, you got to check out the GMC Sierra AT4X.